The Mandalay episode in Las Vegas was nothing but a false flag. Whether people died or were injured was not really the issue. The issue was that the event was created by Trump with the assistance of the FBI, CIA, our intelligence, DHS, and local police forces, just along the same lines as Sandy Hook, San Bernardino, the Orlando shooting, and all the other nonsensical episodes.
Somebody is tapped into the sound system. There's no hits. Nowhere. It's a sound system.
It's fireworks. It's fireworks. Stop. It's fireworks.
I really don't see anybody actually injured.
Mike, get down. Get down, hon.
Okay.
They're gonna shoot you, and then what?
It can't be
You
that.
just want to videotape it.
There's a problem with that. That's not gunshots. It's something else. It's not gunshots.
It didn't sound like it, but
A gunshot is totally
did
different.
somebody get wounded?
I'm good.
It's not a real gun. That doesn't sound like a real gun.
It is a real fucking gun. That is a real gun. Yes, it is. It's a real gun.
It's okay, sis. Relax.
I know.
It's okay. It's okay.
PA system.
Are you sure?
I don't see injured. I think it's. I'm not buying it right now. Because I see people laying, but I don't.
Look, we have a tragedy. We're going to do, and what happened in Las Vegas is in many ways a miracle. What happened in Las Vegas is in many ways a miracle.
You know, oh, he must have had help. Steve had no help. Steve didn't take help. It did not take a village for Steve. Steve was an art. Steve was an art. Steve was an art. I'm sorry. Please don't.
Friday, October 6th, 2017.
Small blind, three blind.
Oh, yeah.
Of course Steve did this all by him. This is 100% Steve did this by himself. People can't seem to cope with that either, but Steve is a, Steve is a, was a.
Small blind, three blind.
Anytime I went to bed, it's going to fall over everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Small blind, three blind.
Anytime I went to bed, it's going to fall over everybody.
Oh, yeah.
This is from a law enforcement source. And the information is, the news is lying. FBI HRT did the hit on the guy. And they found Antifa information in the room. And they found Antifa information in the room. And photos of the woman in the Middle East. So he did not kill himself. The FBI hostage rescue team killed him because he was firing on them. So he did not want to be taken alive, and reportedly he did it. and it was Antifa crap everywhere. And it was Antifa crap everywhere. And other things I'm not supposed to mention. That is directly from the hostage rescue team, by the way, Paul. And I'm going to delete this information now.
Violence in the streets, ladies and gentlemen. Why is it happening? You know, what I'd like to give you is the fact that we have disrespect for authority. There is profound disrespect of our president all across this nation. They say terrible things about him. It's in the news, it's in other places.
Shooting victim Gianna Baca is visiting a special patient. Her identical twin sister, Natalia, suffered a more serious wound, a shot to the shoulder that punctured her lung.
I noticed that, like, oh, I got shot, and then, like, I fully went into shock. Go, go, Faith, go, 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 Faith, go, 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 Faith, go.
And look, I'm so grateful that you're able to talk to us. I know that you are obviously very seriously injured.
Not that much feeling in my left shoulder. I mean, as you said, the bullet's still in my neck.
I mean, as you said, the bullet's still in my neck.
Not that much feeling in my left shoulder. I mean, as you said, the bullet's still in my neck.
I mean, as you said, the bullet's still in my neck.
And I know out there how everyone bashes everybody. They feel like it's fake.
Actually, I didn't really get injured like that. I have a scratch here and a scratch here from hopping over. This is all other people's blood. This is all blood splatter from people being dead and us having to be on top of them, basically, to get out. Everyone had to fall on top of each other, whether they were alive or not.
I did think that like literally like something that could happen. I mean, I watch a lot of TV. There's a lot of people that get the specials and you better be careful. We're close to Mexico.
I don't know how I survived.
You're good. What's your guys' names? Oh my god, you have blood on your shirt. Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Can we start fishing?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can we start fishing?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Guys, everybody stay down. Stay down. Where's it at? North of the Manly base, coming out of a window. Is that a back? North of the Manly base, coming out of a window. North of the Manly base, coming out of a window.
An active shooter training drill. 8 News Now reporter Michael Stevens is in downtown Las Vegas to tell us more about it.
If you look around, it seems like a real crime scene. Police tape blocking off multiple streets, a command post set up right out in front, and dozens of police officers from a number of different agencies are here, but it's all a drill. We weren't able to go inside during it because it's playing out like a real-life scenario. Police were briefed, told that there was 2 active shooters inside City Hall with multiple victims, and from there, it was up to them to react.
Oh, look, he's by the window, look. Look, he's right there by the window, look, look. Look, look, come here, look, look. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They ran up there, bro, look, look. Where? He's right there, bro. Look, look, he's looking down. You see him? Yeah, yeah, that's him.
People are running. You know, for there being gunfire, sure doesn't seem like people are running.
She was telling us that either to tell us to warn us or to tell us that we were all going to die, and she was part of it.
We're seeing local flashes in the middle of Mandalay Bay on the north side, kind of on the west tower, but towards the center of the casino, like one of the middle floors.
It seems like it's coming from up there. Oh shit,
We have an active shooter. We have an active shooter inside the warehouse.
Control, be advised, shots are coming from gate 7. Gate 7. Shots are coming from gate 7.
thought it was fireworks, and then it just didn't stop. And I'm like, Debbie, that's not fireworks. And then people started running, and we asked what was going on, and they said it was a shooter, and then we realized it sounded like machine guns. It sounded like more than one machine gun.
The Mandalay Bay Hotel is owned by MGM Resorts International. MGM's CEO is James Murin. This former managing director and the director of U.S. equity research for Deutsche Bank also happens to be a sitting member of the Department of Homeland Security's Advisory Council appointed by Obama. He's responsible for getting legislation and regulations passed for security and technology infrastructure in public places. Things like X-ray backscatter machines. This guy's a high-level power player with a lot of capital at his disposal. MGM has a market capitalization of over $17 billion. So the guy who just so happens to own the hotel where the shooting took place is the very same guy who will help shape the security response to such an event, as well as have input on what kind of technology should be implemented as the solution to curb incidents like this in the future. Problem, reaction, solution. Guy allegedly walks into a hotel with more than a dozen guns and a boatload of ammo, shoots a bunch of people. The public responds in fear with cries for more police action. The administration beefs up mainstream media promoted stories about the vulnerability of hotel security, not just in Las Vegas, but everywhere, and then offers increased security measures as the solution. And the winners are the ones who masterminded the whole plan in the first place. On September 7th of this year, just 3 weeks before the Mandalay Bay shooting, James Murin, CEO of MGM and owner of Mandalay Bay Hotel, sold 259,760 shares of MGM stock at an average price of $34.19 for a total transaction of $8.8 million. He also sold another 34,390 shares at $33.23 the following day for the sum of $1.1 million. This guy dumped 80% of his MGM holdings for a total sale of over $10 million. As the CEO of any company, it runs against the company's and the CEO's interest to convey a sense of urgency in selling personal shares of stock. It's also strange that the CEO of a company would sell more than half his stake, let alone 80%, in a company he represents. Following the October 1st Mandalay Bay shooting, MGM's stock price dropped 5.6%. As of the recording of this video, MGM stocks sit at $29.74, which is a 13% loss since Murin dumped his stock. Sure, people can call this coincidence, but it sure looks like this guy knew what was about to happen and he saw it as an opportunity to sell high. A put option is an options contract giving the owner the right, but not the obligation, to sell a specific amount of an underlying security at a specified price within a specified time. This is the opposite of a call option, which gives the holder the right to buy shares. If you research this yourself, you'll find that there is a guy who placed a $42 million bet that MGM stock would go down. And I don't know about you, but to me, that's a lot of money. These put contracts were purchased somewhere between June 30th and August 14th of 2017. And that guy's name? George Soros. According to SEC filings, these puts were purchased by Soros Fund Management, LLC. He placed a $42,242,000 bet that MGM's stock would go down.
Well, as soon as the news broke that there was a mass shooting in Las Vegas, Pam Geller, on behalf of her Israeli Mossad outfit, Site Intelligence Group, claimed credit for it by way of attributing it to ISIS, and then also claimed that ISIS was saying that Stephen Paddock, the suspect in the shooting, became Muslim before he started shooting people. And this was so absurd that even Trump did not mention it in his response to the speech. But, of course, the usual suspects did. And by the usual suspects, I mean the people who were on the payroll of Israel, and specifically its hardline organized crime-linked faction. And I'm going to name some names here. Breitbart News, which was created in Israel as an Israeli propaganda outfit. InfoWars, otherwise known as InfoWars, which has been giving all sorts of space to the most crazed Islamophobic rants. And so they, of course, amplified the Israeli Mossad Site Intelligence Group claim that Paddock had somehow converted to Islam, even though he was still doing gambling junkets every weekend.
Now, on the contrast to that, we had a Las Vegas newspaper quickly mobilized to cover a tragedy. Now, interesting enough, that newspaper was the Las Vegas Review-Journal, and the Las Vegas Review-Journal is owned by Sheldon Adelson. Sheldon Adelson recently purchased that news journal in 2016 and was wanting to turn it red, or better yet, turn it into another Breitbart, which we all know is a Zionist mouthpiece for the United States. We also have to remember that Sheldon Adelson was the number one supporter of Donald Trump's presidency, giving at least $25 million, and we already know Donald Trump's connection to Zionist groups. So it starts to make sense. Not to mention in this interview that he gave to Politico, he lays out his great interest in instituting an Israeli state and how that has always been a part of his policies. Sheldon Adelson also happens to own his own large casinos in Las Vegas and has recently talked to Trump about expanding projects in connection with the US government.